Hello, and welcome to the first episode of Show and Tell with Tank. You can consider this a pilot episode for a series of videos that I would like to do. I would like to show you things that mean something to me, or that I'm interested in, or whatever that I have, and then tell you about them, and maybe tell a story that's associated with them, or why they mean something to me, or how they relate to, my channel or whatever. So if you like this video, if you enjoy it, please do interact with it in some way, comment, like, whatever, and that'll let me know that you like these and you'd like to see more of them. Episode 1 of Show and Tell with Tank will be about the very desk that the camera that you are inside of is sitting on, and the desk that I am leaning my right elbow on. The desk that I'm leaning up against that now holds up all of my little, not all of, but some of my little nickety knacks, my computer, and a few other things. My new desk. So to tell you a little bit about why this desk came about, is that up until now I've been kind of working on a cobbled together setup of several different surfaces to put my streaming enterprise on. I had a desk that I built. I just took a piece of wood and put it on top of some file cabinets for my wife that used to hold my consoles up. Then I also had a desk that I got for my wife's mother before we moved up here that had my PC and my monitors and everything. And then I also had another little file cabinet thing over here that would hold my candy and my jelly beans and my water bottle and everything. And I kind of had that kind of cobbled together setup for 3 years. Christmas came around last year, and my dad is a master woodworker. I don't know if he's not certified master woodworker, but as far as I'm concerned, he's a master when it comes to making things out of dead trees. And he said, "Well, son, what would you like for Christmas? I know you're an adult, but I'd like to get you something for Christmas." And I said, "I know exactly what I want for Christmas. I'd like for you to help me build a desk. Something nice, something that I like, something that I enjoy having all of my things sit on." And so that is why we built this desk. It is made out of, I think we purchased 3 big 2 by 12 by 12 foot boards. So we bought it at Lowe's. We did the woodworking that's required to press these bad boys together. We planed them out. We cut little biscuit holes. We wood glued them together. We let them sit overnight, clamped down, or several overnights. I used some metal piping and fittings for the legs. And we built it in such a way, as you're seeing right now, probably through some clips, that it would cover pretty much all the space in the corner of my office. It was a joy to put together. It was something that really means a lot to me because I love being able to do stuff with my dad. He and I don't get a ton of one-on-one time together, just because of being an adult. You grow up and everybody gets their own lives, and that's fine. But it's fun to spend time with him and do something that he's good at, something that I can learn about while we're doing it. And it just means a lot to me that we were able to put this together. So you should be seeing a lot of clips of us putting it together and me working on it and him working on it. And John makes an appearance at some point as well. But I love it very much. Every time I sit down in it, it's sturdy, it's stained. I stained it with this beautiful espresso colored stain that makes it so dark and makes it feel very modern to me. We made some little shelves back here to hide all the cords so I don't see all my nasty cords everywhere. I could not be happier with this surface to hold up Tank Media games. So anytime you see a video that I have made, anytime you're looking at me streaming or whatever, if anything is happening in this area of my office, just know that the surface that is holding up this enterprise was built by myself and my father. I had a wonderful time doing it, and it is super, super cool. I love it very much. I hope you're interested in it. Would very much be interested if you're in my Discord to show me your setups, what you do with all of your equipment, having whatever gaming stuff that you have. But yeah, I just wanted to tell you about this desk, make a little video about it, and chronicle my dad and I putting it together. But as a treat for the end of this video, which really will be the meat of the longer version of this video, is I also sat down and talked with my dad. So part of this series is I would love to tell you about a physical item, tell you about something that means something to me, and then also, when there's the opportunity, sit down and talk with the person that had a hand in either giving it to me or making it, or is somehow connected to it in some way. So I got to sit down and have a little interview with my dad, talked about the past, talked about video games, and talked about what he's passionate about. And I hope that you will enjoy that coming up right now. Here's the interview. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the first episode of a show that I'm going to call Show and Tell with Tank. You're aware that I have a nickname on the internet.
That is correct. I do know that.
That I share with my past pup.
That is correct.
Yeah.
Tank.
But anyway, this is the first episode of Show and Tell with Tank. That's me. Also, my name is Keith. What's your name, sir?
My name is Marty.
And we are not related in any way.
No, we're not.
Right. No, we are father and son. This is my daddy.
And this is my son.
So, this is part of a video that came about because I wanted to build a desk, and I asked if that could be my Christmas gift, that you would help me build a desk. Is that
That's
correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Anytime I do an interview like this, I start to feel like a lawyer. Like, yes or no answers, please. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct. Yes, that is correct.
I'm kidding. But that was where we started. You will either have already seen or will see some footage of us putting that desk together. I'm still on, every time I sit at it, I'm on cloud 9.
I was gonna try to check in with you to come up and do a breakfast one morning with you, because I wanted to see the desk in its final resting place, all decked out, all set up.
It just feels like home when I sit down.
Well, that's good.
I feel capable. I feel
good.
like I can conquer the world. I feel like I can finally actually make this video that I want to make. It just feels good. Feels good. The desk is nice. People on the stream hear me talk about it almost every day. But that's why we're here. So show and tell. I've already shown some shots of the desk or whatever. But whenever there's someone involved with an item that means something to me, I want to get somebody on here that I can talk to. A way to meet some of my, the people that I care for, people who are important to me. I'm hoping to get some other people on, some people that I've met over the internet who do content and stuff and interviews and stuff. But let's get into, I guess, the questions. We're here because we made something together.
That is correct.
You
made the desk.
In my 28 years, I've known you to be a man who enjoys making things.
Yes, that's correct.
You do. You enjoy.
I do.
Right?
I do. I enjoy working with that. I enjoy that kind of that sense of satisfaction you get when you finish something and you can kind of look at it and say, okay, this is finished. Put your hand on it and stuff. So yeah, that's one of the things I really like doing.
Likes making stuff. Okay.
Likes making stuff.
Dad, what is your favorite thing you've ever made?
Oh, what is the favorite thing I've ever made? Well, I guess, I guess overall, the thing that's kind of my favorite thing, and I guess I spend the most time with it, is I really favor the barn over there, what we've done. Because, we had somebody come in, we had somebody put up the shell of it, but then it was a family project to put it all together and to build that and to do all that cabinet work in there and the tables and stuff and the countertops, and that continues to grow and continue to like to go over there. I'm always looking for some other project to build, something else to put together.
That's true.
So that is pretty cool. Although I will say one of my other fun projects was for you when you were growing up.
Oh, okay.
I did the space shuttle for you.
Yes.
Built the space shuttle.
Honestly,
I knew you wanted an X-wing fighter, but that wasn't going to happen because I'd already figured out how to build a space shuttle.
I'm gonna have to get some pictures to put up. Hopefully, if there are pictures of it that I can put up on this video, because that was truly something special. It was a white space shuttle in the backyard.
Space shuttle in the backyard. Doors would open.
These doors. So the space shuttle maintained its shape with a curve to the top, which necessitated that the doors would open like two at the same time.
And they had the hinge tie in the middle. Yep.
There was a keyboard that had space shuttle sounds.
And the yoke pushing the buttons.
I haven't thought about it in a long time. Yeah. But that was special.
Went and bought some little battery operated jet fighter thing that had the sounds and stuff. Went and got that big panel of switches and stuff from Army surplus
Oh, yeah, I
store
remember
that's
the metal
now out of
switches.
business. Built the power supply
Oh man.
to power everything, all the plexiglass.
Yep.
And one of the things I remember the most is we were out playing in it, and I said, "Where are we going, Keith?" And you said, "We're going to a distant planet." And I just remember that we were out there playing, and I'm like, "Keith, where are we going?" And you looked at me and said, "We're going to a distant planet." And that was it. That was all there was to it.
Kids say the darndest thing.
They do.
Eli the other day said, whenever he says something to Eli is my sister's son, my nephew, and he will respond to questions I asked him with the response, "Of course."
Of course.
And it's
sure.
it's a child that he shouldn't say it. It
Yes.
doesn't make any sense why he's well, of course, but he's a little
Eli, would you like
some?
Sure, that would be great.
Yeah. So,
okay, well,
kids do say the darndest things.
He does.
I'm going to be honest. You took the safe route, and I was setting you up. This was what do they call it whenever an interview is a setup or whatever? This was a setup. I asked you. I did it intentionally as a joke.
okay.
I asked you what your favorite thing is you made. And then I made some faces as if obviously I would know what answer it would be because I exist, right? You made me.
Oh well.
So
well,
I'm a little bit hurt.
I was thinking more of like things that we had made, but
I set you up.
You did.
I'll cut out.
You
some
did.
of that.
That's all right.
I'm hoping that people laugh.
That's all right. I'm fine. I've reached that age. I don't care if I'm the butt of your joke anymore.
The whole thing wasn't a setup. This whole interview, I appreciate what we're talking about. So your favorite thing that you've made is the barn has been a boon not only to yourself, something that you made, but also it's turned into a business.
It has.
And that's cool.
It has, and because of that, some other things that allowed me to change careers. I won't say retire.
Sure.
Because I feel like I work harder and more hours than I do now, but I certainly enjoy it more.
Of course.
It allowed me to do stuff and to be here to take care of other stuff that's happened in the past, and so yeah, it's really done done way better than I ever thought it would. Way out here in what some people would tag as the middle of nowhere.
Excellent. It is the middle of nowhere where we live. So segueing from that. Your favorite thing you made, it is true. You are a master maker of things, in my opinion, and I think those are excellent answers. Especially the spaceship that you made. I did not initially think of that in my head.
Okay.
But
what about your bed that we made? It had all the doors and the drawers.
Yeah,
because that had that like cabinet in the middle that was a play place and stuff.
I spent a lot of time in that middle cabinet for sure.
The hidden room in the house.
You're right.
The secret room.
All you gotta do is ask him what his favorite thing he made, and he'll tell you a million things he's made.
Oh, the other secret storage place in Mom's house there down there. That's all that stuff. Yep.
Made a lot of cool things.
Made a lot of cool stuff.
I'm gonna segue not in a very smooth way. But this is a very video game oriented channel. The reason, show and tell is not the most video gamey thing. But Tank Media Games has games in the name. We do video games around here.
Right.
So now I would like to ask you a couple video game oriented questions. First of all,
oh my goodness, okay.
I have a memory. No, just answers that you have, not like trivia.
All right.
I have a memory of my first ever video game I ever played was Super Mario Brothers on the Nintendo Entertainment System in the basement of Mom's house.
Okay.
Or the downstairs.
Downstairs.
That's the first game I remember. Okay. That would be the earliest video game system I would ever have had access to.
Okay.
But I do not remember you playing it much. And I feel like I was probably too young for you all to have been like, oh, well, he needs a Nintendo. So I'm wondering, why did you buy that Nintendo? But did you play it?
So yeah, the Nintendo, the game system and stuff, we had that. We had that actually before we moved into the house. That house.
Oh, okay.
That's when we lived in what would have been Mom's granddaddy. So I've been your great granddaddy Thacker and stuff on that. So yeah, so we had that, and so had that Nintendo and stuff, and so yeah, so Mr. Mark and Miss Tacy and stuff, they would come over. So we had that Nintendo system, and we would play video games.
Okay.
And stuff like that. So I have played a lot of Mario Brothers. Yeah.
So what was it that made you want to buy that? Because I assume that would have been a decision that you made.
It was one of those things where at the time that was something that was very popular and stuff. And so I grew up in the time of the arcade, the video arcade, when we used to go to the arcade wizard and stuff there in Orangeburg, and we would go out and that was a hangout and stuff. So it's just kind of one of those things where when some of that stuff came out, we ended up getting those games and stuff. When I was living here, where we are right now, since we're doing this video at my parents' house and stuff, that was something. The Pong game had a Pong game, and also the Atari, where we do the Atari games, and then that was kind of a progression of stuff. And say, hey, this looks like a cool thing. We'll go ahead and get that and get the Nintendo. So that was it.
That makes sense to me.
That was it.
Because when people ask me like, oh, when's the first time you got into video games? I'm very passionate about it now, trying to make a career out of it. And so I remember that the Duck Hunt and Mario Brothers.
Yep.
That's what I don't remember us ever having. I don't remember being smart enough to ask for a new game for the Nintendo Entertainment System. I was not conscious of myself at that age. I'm sure.
Yeah, great.
It took me a while.
Yeah, I don't know if we had too many other cartridges for that one. That was kind of the original one. We did have some other stuff that was there. I'm trying to remember if we had any more, but yeah, we used to play the Mario. And
those are two options. Either there were no more, or I didn't know how to change.
Oh, I think there may have been some more out there. I just don't. I don't remember what they were. That was a long time ago.
True.
But I do remember also that I made you the little trophy for when you completed what was it, the Pokemon Red?
We're getting there.
Okay, all right, okay. I didn't mean to jump that.
Had a brief video cut. I'm using my DSLR. So moving along, we will get to that.
Okay.
That will be part of one of my favorite video game memories,
all
or at
right.
least that I come back to. So next, what is, excluding what you just mentioned, if that were to make the list,
okay.
Do you have any fond memories that involve video games, including myself, your other children, or excluding us, outside, and maybe before the children came along? Do you have any fond memories of video games at all?
Yeah, I mean, I used to like to play video games with you guys, and although y'all would always essentially just pretty much beat me like a drum.
That's not true. I'm about to tell a story.
Except. But I'll let you tell that one. But I mean, a lot of the games and stuff, I mean, it was a way to spend time with you guys and stuff and play. And then, some of the other build stuff that we did, when we built the Frankenjector. When we built our own movie projector.
Yep.
So that we could plug in and we would play the games on the big screen and stuff.
Good stuff.
And we had the Wii and the other stuff like that. We'd get together and we'd do the bowling and we'd play all the other stuff. But
the Wii era.
And the downhill skiing and those other kind of things and that. But I mean, it was just anytime I got an opportunity to spend time and to hang out with y'all and to laugh and have a good time was always the good part of it.
Yeah. Do you remember any specific games that you like more than others?
I was more of I enjoyed the racing games more. God, what was that one we used to play with the
Rumble Racing?
Rumble Racing, yeah, where you go and you do the jump.
You do flips.
Yeah. I was y'all could do a lot better flips than I did and stuff. So yeah,
we had a lot of practice.
Some of the Mario Kart games,
Mario
Karts.
Can't go wrong with
Mario Karts and stuff. Some of the fighting games, for some reason, I always felt that y'all had me at such a disadvantage on that. With that, because
I remember us playing like a Mortal Kombat.
I mean, Super Smash Brothers and stuff like that.
Okay.
So yeah, I would always get kicked off the ship or whatever and everything. It was always
lucky
rough
today, and you don't know it because you were slated to be on one of two pieces of video content, and you got the easier one. Because my first idea was like, I want to involve my family in some way that aren't normally involved in my video stuff, and somehow show off cool people that these people don't know. And I thought, well, I have memories of my father using Link in Super Smash Brothers 64 and figuring out how to do the poke, like where Link would just poke over and over again.
That was my go-to move,
and it would ruin my whole day.
That was my go-to move.
Crying over this.
Yep.
And so my original idea was like, I'll get Dad to come up here under the guise of some other video thing, and then we'll film a video where I tell him that he can leave when he beats me at Super Smash Brothers, and then it would be like a 5-minute video of just a super cut video of me just absolutely wearing you out.
I know. Yeah. You know what? I had thought about it. The thought had crossed my mind not too long ago. I'm like, I wonder if Keith. I went up to Keith and said, "Hey, look, let's play Super Smash Brothers, but I've got to be Link. That's the only. And I guess it's just, that's pretty much. I don't know. I can't even remember what the key sequence is, but it was the one that I guess that was the only one I could do well enough that I could beat you with it. But yeah, I remember it was. I could get in there and everything else. I got. You pretty much handed me myself many times with that game, except if I got.
I only
Link.
remember losing.
I only remember ever winning once in a while with Link, because most of the time all I heard was whatever that thing would go boom and as I fell off the ship. Yeah. But no.
It just goes to show what things stick with
you.
I only ever remember.
Let me give you some advice, son. Don't focus on the negative, because the good times of you winning were far greater than the few times that I was able to jab you to death with the Link.
I'm glad that I chose to make this video. Then.
Yeah, you can let that go. So no need to share that with your therapist later on in life. So
he or she, whoever they are, one day will have plenty of work.
Yep.
So I will share one thing with video games. I remember 2 video game memories that stick out to me for some reason that involve you.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, I can remember after a soccer game, when I rec soccer, Orangeburg Lightning.
Mm-hmm.
I can remember that I believe you arrived to that video game and gave me Star Fox 64 as a gift at that video game. I may have fabricated that, or not at that. I remember, getting into that soccer game and you arriving and giving me Star Fox 64 for some reason or another at the end of that soccer game.
All right.
And I enjoyed that game very much, and I do not remember. Maybe I fabricated that memory. I'm not really sure, but I do remember it. And then number 2 would be whenever I finally beat Pokemon Blue.
Mm-hmm.
And you had a little trophy made.
A little trophy made for you.
Up until we moved to, I don't know which move it got misplaced in, but I was over 25 the last time I saw that.
Yep.
So I had it for a long time. It was in my room at your house for a long time. It went to college with me.
Yep.
And then it came home, and they're in the 2 moves that have happened since then. I think I've lost it.
And this was the little plastic trophy you can buy at like the dollar store that I had printed out the label and taped it on there. So
not to me. To me, it came from a trophy store.
Oh, so remember talking about Pokemon? Do you remember when we made the wooden Pokemon cutouts?
I do. I do remember a Charmander, I believe.
Charmander and
Pikachu.
A Pikachu. We made, yep. In the shop.
Remember those.
In the shop. We made the wooden cutouts.
We made a lot of things.
We did. We did.
Good, mostly good memories.
Yeah.
I don't ever cry myself to sleep. Lizzie doesn't ever have to console me about losing in Smash Bros.
Well, that's good. Well, because sometimes here for a while, not many years ago, I would get pretty upset about it and just try to figure out why I couldn't do any better than always getting beat, except for even to this day, in playing with John and stuff. He beats me to death all the time, but my go-to person is Link. Even when he asked me to play the first time and the thing came up, I said, "Okay, where's Link?" Yeah. So because that is the only one I know how to do. I mean, I've tried to do Seamus and whatever all those. It's just whatever it is, whatever the name is. So, okay, I'm not all that versed in video games, but I mean, that's the only thing. That's the only thing. Link. I mean, that's the only thing I want to. And you know what really upset me is, then John goes and he gets Link too. So it's like it's Link versus Link. It's
John won't let anybody win.
No, he won't. He won't.
But also, you got to remember that if you go look on John's Nintendo Switch, he's probably got 500 plus hours in
He
Super
does.
Smash
He
Bros.
does. He's
So
got
you can't feel offended.
got a lot of
about
time
that.
on there.
My new guy is Bowser.
Yeah.
Bowser's got a move. He'll bear hug you, then he jumps up and slams you on the ground. So if you really want to disrespect somebody, you just grab him and jump off with him.
Oh yeah. And what was the other one I didn't like? Oh, Kirby. Kirby is the one that would swallow you.
Yep.
And then he would take your powers. So when I was playing with you, you would swallow me, and then you would take my Link powers of poking me with my own thing. So it was just, yeah,
You gotta do what you gotta do. You gotta
yeah.
be ruthless.
a lot of time feeling very inadequate in life, getting beat so many
Maybe
times.
you
in
need
video
to. Maybe
games.
I thought I needed therapy over this, and you do.
But this is probably I'm glad. I know you're glad you're doing this, but this is bringing up a lot of deep rooted issues for me.
This
so,
is a good first episode.
Yeah, it is.
Good.
So this is
We're
a
gonna
good
see
setup.
Men weep on this episode.
Yeah. So yeah.
I
probably,
think I'll do one final question with you, and
all right,
we'll
what
try
you
to
got?
keep it brief. Not video game oriented, just about you.
Okay.
I talk about passion a lot when people ask me like, "Oh, why do you do this?" or whatever, and I like to tell people what I'm passionate about, and I do find myself very passionate about this thing that I do.
Okay.
And most of its aspects. So, what are you passionate about, Marty?
Well,
if anything, if you had to choose a thing.
Keith. I guess over the years, what I've kind of come to realize that I'm passionate about is I really like, of course, to build stuff. Mm-hmm. That is the thing that I like. I like to take an idea or a vision and move it into where it's here. You can put your hand on it, you can use it and stuff. And I guess my passion is to combine that ability and that desire with putting things together that I can see people come to and have a good time. I've always liked doing that. I've always liked doing things and putting things together and seeing people come and enjoy themselves. And that's just, the barn and all the stuff that's over there and people coming and being part of their big wedding day or events and stuff and seeing them have a good time. And, I guess, maybe I'll just have to admit, I kind of like getting that. I kind of like getting that pat on the back when people say, "Hey, we really enjoyed it. We had a good time." Mm-hmm. That kind of fuels that, to want to do more than that. Same thing with doing like the plays and stuff down in Cameron and stuff. We just got finished with, the people come and really enjoy that, the sets and those kind of things. But I've kind of come to realize that that's what I'm really passionate about. I'm really passionate about taking my ideas or somebody else's ideas that they might have a vision of, bringing them to reality, to something that can be used, and then watching people enjoy those things and have a good time. So, yep.
I see that in myself, and I can turn that, and that's why I wanted to do the video out here, is because I think, I call them Papa for the longest time. Never really stopped myself, and we also call him Boss, but your dad. Mm-hmm. And he also, you talked about the plays and things I've always heard coming up in school, like how he was, involved with that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he was there all the time.
Obviously he has the shop and all this stuff we're sitting in that he would build things and stuff. So you obviously got that gene.
Yep.
And I feel a kinship with you both in that, in my own way, maybe not physically building things, which I do enjoy when I know what I'm doing, but in the same way, that's a good way to describe it. I like making a place where people can come and have a good time. Yeah. That's what I do with the streaming stuff, is I want to provide a space and an area for people to come and enjoy themselves, and then sometimes tell me how much they enjoyed themselves.
Well, I think that's fine. I mean,
I think that's cool.
Yeah. And that's, to do that, and, I think, doing it in the way that you're doing it, this in media, digital media, and streaming and stuff like that, that kind of opens up a whole, there is no limit to that, because the computer graphics and everything else you can do. I mean, to actually physically build something, we still are limited by the laws of physics.
Yeah.
Gravity still works, but to be able to do it on streaming and stuff like that, or videos or whatever you do, I mean, you can kind of whatever vision you have, you can kind of create. So I think that's pretty cool. I think doing this and setting that up is really cool. And like I said, that's the whole thing, is to be able to give somebody an opportunity to, for a little bit of time, to kind of, you know, lay aside the other things they got on their mind and just enjoy
Yep.
a little bit of time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think that's cool. And any way we can do that for somebody,
Yeah.
I think that's great.
It's a beautiful thing, and it makes me feel good to have a. I put a lot of value on, like, being. I put a lot of value on family. I
Mm-hmm.
like that. I like being close with all of my family as close as I can be, and I put a lot of value on uh, that kind of through line that people become like the people that they like the most
Mm-hmm.
and
Right.
stuff. And so, I have a lot of sentimental value for all the stuff that we just discussed, and I also have sentimental value for the desk that we've built. And so that's what brought us here today to have our short little interview. But other than that, I don't think there's any way that we're really alike. You know,
No,
I
no.
I
Would
don't
you like
think.
to? Would you like to? Would you like to take a video of us walking across, walking away, so people can see exactly how? Yeah. So yeah, people used to tell me when I walked up, they didn't even have to look at me. They could say, you know, by the way you walk, you're way your son.
Yeah.
And now it's the same thing.
That's what people
People
tell
can
me.
people can track us through the sand.
They can.
Yep, not a
It
problem.
doesn't help that whenever you came over here, you're like, I think I'll wear gray shoes and gray shorts and a dark shirt.
There
And
you
I
go.
somehow thought the same thing.
There you go.
We're very similar, and I'm proud of
That
that.
works.
So thank you for being on my little show today.
Well,
I hope everyone enjoyed hearing from you.
it was a pleasure to be here. I enjoyed it.
If nothing else, I'll send them your address so that they can send you hate mail. Like, oh, so you're the reason why
There you
this
go. That's it.
whole fool is on the internet.
That's it.
Okay.
That's it. That'll work.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't already seen the desk being built, maybe you'll see that now. If not, we'll catch you in the next video. Please remember that we love you very much.
Thanks a lot.